Good day to you anywhere you are today. Welcome to this channel again, Mental Health 101. Um, Recently, probably about a week or still trending this week, we saw a caption of a young man that tragically completed suicide as a result of some strong personal issues. And that brought to mind that we are all vulnerable one way or the other in this life. As I've probably said in the past, challenges of life is not something anybody is immune for, but we can always increase our capacity to deal with the adversity of life, as I would say. Today, I would just want to mention briefly about how can we be helpful to each other in a very difficult situation. I know a lot of us are willing to help. We are willing to intervene emotionally when we cannot do anything practically to help the situation. But we don't really have the capacity to do it. Firstly, we need to be self-aware of our ability as well. We need to be self-aware of our mental state capability or mental ability, I would say. We need to be aware of our limitations and all that. But at the same time, we can build a level of capacity to be supportive to people, family, friends, loved ones, when difficult situations. From my experience, the most scary thing that have happened to me in my line of job for the last 38 years is either suicide attempt or suicide completion. I did a survey of my colleagues in 2019 when I wrote my thesis for master's to check if people have the same issue I do have about suicide attempt and suicide completion. And I can tell you 97% of my findings say yes. Many of mental health workers and practitioners, specialists, are actually more afraid of suicide than aggression at work. So I could imagine a layperson that's not in mental health field and all that, how they feel about things like that. And it's a very uncomfortable discussion when people tell you, oh, I just feel like handing it all and all. But what can we do in such a situation to support such a person? There's something that people say nowadays, we listen but we don't judge. That's the first thing we need to do. Secondly, as I mentioned in the beginning of this discussion, we need to be aware of our own feelings and we need to be aware of our own limitation. Everybody can be a good listener, and that's one thing all of us have. It's a capacity we can develop. So when people talk to us about suicide, I'm feeling like this, I'm feeling like I go to hand it all. We just need to be supportive, to be sensitive around them, listen, but do not judge. For anybody to voice that out, they're already thinking, contemplating about it. Suicide completion is not a Big Bang theory that it just happened, boom, boom. No. People who completed suicide have been thinking about it, they've thought about it, they've researched about it. Unfortunately, at the point they made that attempt, to be honest, they didn't see no other option available. And whereas there are always options available to problems in life. You might not solve it, but you might relieve it. For example, the gentleman, they asked him to be paying all this money after spending a lot of money and all that stuff. Yeah, at the point he took that decision, to be honest, It's not selfish. Some people would think, oh, it's probably selfish. He can't think about any of that. No, at that particular point, many people couldn't think past that point. And that's why we have to be in the gap for them. Check on your people, talk to them. Do not minimize any problems they bring to the table. Because what is very important to me might not be important to you. But at the same time, I should not minimize what you are telling me that is important to you. We need to develop a capacity of listening and be supportive. We don't need to be a mental health professional to help people abort suicide act. We can all be part of it. We can all be part of preventing it. That's what I mean. We can all be part of preventing it. This is going to be a very brief episode around it. Two things to take away from here: be attentive, be supportive, listen, do not judge, and be aware of your own limitation. We'll be talking more in the future. Thank you if you have subscribed to this channel. If not, please subscribe so that you can hear what we pull up once in a while. And feel free to share it. Thank you and stay blessed.